So I once preached the message of standing in the gap. I know the standing in the gap is intercession and all of that. But what I'm saying, standing in the gap, is that there's a spiritual realm and the physical realm. I sought for a man to stand in the gap who can bridge these two, such that there isn't a disconnect between the spiritual and the physical. When we were talking about preaching the gospel to the poor, there was a story of Lazarus, right? When Lazarus died, he went into Abraham's bosom, which means spiritually he was in that realm. But physically he suffered. Abraham was a man who had 318 trained workers. He was rich in silver and gold. When he died, in the spiritual realm, he was there with Abraham. But physically, dogs were licking. He had sores. He was desiring the crumbs that will fall from the rich man's table. So it was inverted. Because even the rich man, he was wearing fine linen. And you know, Abraham, when he talked about the rich man, he says, whilst you guys were on earth, this guy received good things, and Lazarus evil. Which means, he says, what was happening to to Lazarus was evil, even though he was in the bosom. Hallelujah. Many times, when we are in the bosom, we are worshiping, we are crying. The glory is there. But then Abraham said, it's inverted. Now the real position of the rich man is that in heaven, or not in heaven, when they died, he wanted a drop of water. Spiritually, that was his real state. But I have seen an evil under the sun. Servants are on horseback, while the princes are working, because it's inverted. Christ in you, the hope of glory.